and welcome to the Making It in Japan podcast with Endigo and Donna.
Hi! Woo!
Hi. And today we've got a really special guest all the way from the Catalan region of Spain, and it's August Vilella, and I can't say that with a sexy accent. Welcome, August.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Thank you for inviting me.
How would you say your name correctly?
Up to you. So in
No.
terrorist,
How would you say it correctly?
every people call me different. So August.
August Vilella.
Yeah, we can say like a month in English, like July, August. Yeah.
Yeah, love it.
So-
very cool name.
So for me, being Swedish, I mean, I've had friends who have been called August, but we pronounce like August.
Yeah,
rather than
many
August.
people.
August.
Yeah, in Catalonia, no matter people call me August without
August.
T. Yes,
August.
How do the Japanese people say it usually?
so different. Because sometimes they say Augusto even.
Augusto.
So, Augusto Banites.
Yeah, Augusto. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
Okay.
Well, welcome to the show, August, and we are very much looking forward to delving in how you've made it in Japan. And for listeners and viewers, August is a really maybe he thinks he's not well known, but he's making it as an artist, and he's selling paintings. He's selling artworks that are completely original, that he thinks up in his head using improv and his subconscious. He's not classically trained. He's taught himself. He's a consummate networker, and I'm really looking forward to delving in.
Yeah, this is going to be super interesting. Before we get going, of course, this is the Making It in Japan podcast coming to you every single week over on youtube.com/Donna Burke's channel. Just search it. We're also on... Yes, brought to you by Hotties Heat Pads.
Yay!
As always, thank you, Hotties.
But we don't need any Hotties heat pads at the moment. I'm not menstruating. It's not hot, and I don't have
Neither
a sore
am
back.
I.
So, yeah,
Yes.
we don't need those today.
No. Fuck the heat pads, but thank you anyway. We're also available on Spotify and all other podcast services, perhaps on Apple Podcasts with a little luck. And
well, someone didn't press the button. Hello, Donna.
hi, Donna. Thank you for
Yeah, I blame Archie for
classic
everything.
Archie.
Yeah.
So yeah, let's get into it. August, my man. Thank you for coming on. How's your day so
Thank
far?
you for inviting me. Yeah, my day was good. A little bit busy, like recently every day, but yeah, I'm good.
All right. Cool. So we met first time in Tokyo. I think it was probably 4 or 5 years ago.
Yeah, I think
At this
so.
point.
Maybe in 2016 or
Yeah.
Really?
2017. Yeah, I'm not
Because
sure.
I noticed that you really became active doing lots of tours and stuff from 2018-19.
Now, actually, I started my artistic career in 2016, actually. It's when I had my first exhibition, and it's when I earned my first awards, and I started to sell my work. So actually, my first exhibition, it was in Tokyo.
In 2016.
Yeah.
And when do you think when did you feel that you'd made it in Japan? When did you feel like, you know what, I'm really doing well?
It's actually my career. Actually, it's difficult to say exactly the moment, but I feel it's from my first exhibition here in Japan. My career started to work in the correct direction, because actually my first exhibition here, it was in Omotesando Hills in the Tokyo International Art Fair, and they give me like an award for the best artist in this art fair.
Oh wow!
So it was and thanks to this, some gallerists, some curators discovered me, and I started to have more opportunities. Actually, in this art fair, I sold my first painting. So I think for my first exhibition,
selling your first painting, that's a pro move.
Yeah. So wait, and that was your first exhibition?
Yeah.
So your first exhibition, you won the award for best artist and everything.
Yeah.
Sold your paintings, everything, and that was just your first time, and then it's just been going from there.
After having this background, it was easier for me to find more opportunities.
I'm sure it was.
Yeah. Because
so all the listeners are thinking, well, why didn't I enter a competition the very first year I came to Japan and win it?
Right.
That's the move I should have made.
Right.
Actually, for me, it was a very big risk to come to Japan first time
Sure.
because at that time, so I had to left my job. I have to left my apartment
Wow.
in Barcelona. So I came here for 3 months, but I didn't have any place to came back. So
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So you were just hoping that everything would
yeah,
work.
yeah, it was like banzai.
Did you have a feeling in your stomach, in your guts, that you were doing the right thing though?
Yes, because actually it happened I had a very strange experience in Barcelona because
Okay.
I was working for 5 years in Sagrada Familia, you know, the Barcelona big temple.
the big
the Gaudi
church.
yeah.
gig.
Oh, the
yeah,
Gaudi.
Gaudi.
Oh,
Yeah,
lovely.
yeah.
yeah, there.
Oh, you worked there?
Yeah, 5 years.
Wow.
In my past, it was before I become.
It's okay.
an
I
artist.
used to work in a bank for 2 years and 2 days, so you know.
I worked at GameStop. So what did you do at Gaudi?
I just explain it and this kind of things. But
like a guide.
But I was in a very complicated moment in my life because I didn't know which way I have to take because I at that moment I started to paint, to make my paintings. I was writing a book. I had 2 music bands.
Wow.
I had this work, so I was a little bit confused about myself because I wanted to be a musician, I wanted to be a writer, I wanted to be a filmmaker, a painter. So, but one day when I was working in Sagrada Familia, one tourist, one woman, I don't remember, she maybe was about 65 years old, something like that. I see that she was looking at me all the time. And she suddenly came to me and asked me if I am August Vilella and August. I answer, yeah, I'm August Vilella. And she say, oh my gosh, you're a painter? I say, yes. And she started to cry, to hug me.
Wow.
I didn't understand what's up, what's going on in there. And she explained to me that she came from Austria and she came for Barcelona for just 3-4 days. And she was very afraid to take a plane because she don't like to fly.
Right.
And for this reason, she spent all night before take the flight in internet. And I don't know how she find my personal Facebook page.
Wow.
But it was before I become an artist. I didn't have any followers. I just my close friends, and I don't know how she found my page. She was looking my paintings all night, and this helped her to relax. And when she have seen me she didn't know that I'm from Barcelona even. So it was very strange.
So no wonder she's freaked out.
Yeah, and she was, what the hell you're doing here?
It's like a miracle.
Yeah. It's like destiny. So and she told me, okay, this cannot be coincidence.
Yeah.
This that it means that you have to take a decision, the most important decision of your life, and you have to take it right now. So after
I've
got chills. I've got chills.
Yeah. After that, I went to the same day. I went to talk with my boss, and I told him that I left my job. Of course, he told me, you're crazy. I'm okay.
Sure.
I call my both music bands. I finish my music projects, and I stopped to writing my book, and I start to be focused only in painting. After some months, I sent my dossier. It's like artistic curriculum, but I sent to many galleries and to many places. The only one who accepted me, it was one from Tokyo. Actually, it was the last one. Yeah.
Okay.
It was in Akihabara, but long time ago. They offered me a 3 months artist residence. They provide me an apartment, a studio, and they made me some exhibitions. And I used this time here for joining to this art fair in Omotesando Hills.
Okay, so let me just I have got so many questions.
Yeah.
When the woman approached you. At that stage, you're an author, you're a musician, and you're a painter. But at that stage, can you tell us how many paintings you would have created at that stage of your life?
Not many, maybe. Let me think. Oof, long time ago.
So this woman would have seen, what, 20 paintings on Facebook?
Less, maybe less. Maybe
And then when
between
you
10, 15.
In your dossier, 20 paintings, the Akihabara. You only had 20 paintings.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Even less, maybe.
But they were so significant that people wanted more.
Yeah.
Was it the same kind of style you do today?
Yeah, because I use a very, in some way, curious method of painting. I used to call it intuitive surrealism. So that it means I don't use any sketches, I don't use any previous ideas, or the process is automatic. It's, like just music.
Right.
Because I improvise all the time. I never know how the painting will look like when it will be finished. Actually, when I'm painting, I feel myself that like when I'm reading a book, I only know the end of the story when you arrive to the last
So
page,
while you're painting, you're like, ooh, I wonder how this is going to end.
I feel that my painting is alive.
You don't know, you're not in control.
Yeah,
so
I lost the control of the brush. Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you relating to this, Endigo? Because I am. As a singer and a performer and as someone who's write lyrics, when I read about your work and your process, August, I was like, you've got a really fancy name for what I think I'm doing, but you're really expressing it, and you're obviously a lot more in touch with your process, but that's often when I start something, I don't know what it's going to be.
Yeah, I mean, for me too, with music, I often also like don't know where I'm going. I have a small idea in the beginning, so I start with that idea, and then it kind of just grows.
I just flow.
Yeah, totally. But it's so different writing a song to making a painting, because I start with the intro usually, and just keep building.
Not at all, actually, because when I was musician, normally I used the same process for create the songs and the music.
All right.
And when I was writing the book, it's the same, because in my life, in the intuition, it's very, very important part of.
When did you discover how powerful intuition and improvisation was? When did you really go,
Actually, all my life, I feel that it's very important, because not only for art, also for ordinary life.
Sure.
Because the most important decisions that I have taken in my life, it was thanks to intuition. I am, in some way, I'm not very rational kind of person. So normally I just follow my feelings, my intuition, and take the correct decisions.
And when have you made mistakes using that process?
Actually, normally even when I did something wrong, I don't feel it's a mistake, because my philosophy is to learn from everything that I have done, even if I had bad experience. Any bad experience help us for grow up and for don't repeat the same bad experience, maybe in the worst context.
Sure.
Maybe it's better to have this bad experience now than in 2 years when you will be in other kind of status or situation.
Sure. Just
love it.
Just a second.
This is so interesting. So did you mean to spend this long in Tokyo? Because you've been in Tokyo how many years now?
This is first year. I started living here permanently last summer.
Oh, only last summer.
Yeah.
So you've been going back
in COVID.
Yeah. Okay. Actually, about the intuition and this. So I arrived here in March approx, because I had 2 exhibitions in Tokyo, and just starts the COVID. So the exhibitions was cancelled and postponed. And I was talking with the gallery, and they offer me that they can sponsor me for start to living here. So, but I came here just with 1 suitcase. So I started to living here literally from zero.
Right. And what's happened to all your stuff? Sorry, Endigo.
Because my apartment, first of all, I called to some friends and I rent to them. But after that, when I have seen that I will start to living here permanently, my parents, they take it. They take my stuff from there. And so they changed the contract to my friend, so it's no problem.
Oh, is that good?
But when we met in like 2016,
Yeah.
and then because I've seen you over the years, I
Yeah.
met you again in
Because I love
2017,
Japan.
19, yeah. But you just moved here like permanently last year.
Yeah.
So how are you doing before that? What did you sometime here, sometime in Barcelona?
Okay, normally my last 5 years, my life was a little bit chaos because I was traveling a lot. Normally I used to spend like every year 2-3 months in Japan, like 2-3 months in Shanghai, then around 1 month in California and Dubai, and also 1-2 months between Taiwan, Hong Kong, Europe, and also like 3-4 in Spain. So I was traveling a lot for my shows because I have my philosophy also is to make it happen. You know, it's not enough to make the paintings and send it to the exhibition. It's very important to be there in person for find more opportunities.
It sounds like you would go. Is this correct? You would go to an opening of where your paintings were, even if they didn't pay for your ticket?
Yes.
Wow.
So you invested in yourself. And even if they say, oh, there's no need for you to come, you had a feeling, no, I need to represent myself.
It's very important. In the first steps of your career, it's very important because in the openings is where you meet the collectors, the gallerists, the people from the...
How did you learn this? Like, who did you read a book?
No, it's just intuition. I just feel it's the correct way to do it. Because if you want to do something, nobody will come to knock your door, you know. You have to
but in a fantasy land, they do. In a fantasy, there's always a big black limousine that's going to come up and discover you and say, come and sit in the limousine and then whisk you away to Capitol Records.
We're going to make you famous, boy.
So this is really... I remember a conversation with an American singer back in the day when we were all making CDs, and she's, Donna, my mother always taught me, you get others to invest in you. You don't put your money up. You get other people to put your money up. And
Really?
and now she's probably
Mom.
still singing in a hotel in Singapore. The last I saw, but I was quite in awe of this girl's talent, and she was touring and doing these big shows with huge famous Japanese artists, but my intuition knew she was wrong, and that I had to keep investing in myself. And if I didn't believe in myself, why would anyone else? And if I didn't want to put my money back into myself,
Maybe in the first stage, it's very important to invest in yourself. Maybe in the future, for example, right now, I don't have to invest a lot in myself. I already have, for example, in Tokyo.
It's paying off. That investment now.
Yeah.
But it wouldn't be like that if you didn't invest in the beginning,
right?
Because
Because in the beginning, some people are a little bit afraid. They don't know if this kind of art will work, will not, and they don't want to invest.
Sure.
Now it's easier because they see that the thing's going well.
Yeah, and now they know your paintings are selling. They know your name in another way. And since you've had... Because I've seen you have exhibitions around Tokyo many times, but also around Asia and America.
Yeah,
and once you have some sort of reputation, things start rolling on their own eventually.
Yeah.
Sure.
Exactly.
If there's talent to back it up.
Yeah.
So I noticed you've done a lot in China. Can you tell us what that's like, working with the Chinese?
Actually, my manager in Shanghai, he's originally from Barcelona.
Oh, that's
it's easier.
Wow.
Yeah, but also I collaborate with some Chinese people there in Shenzhen, in Shanghai, in Beijing, but in many places.
What's your favorite city in China?
Oh, for business, Shanghai.
But just if you had like
So
1
much
week
money
to
there.
just be there. Okay, good point.
Yeah, because normally when I used to travel to China is for business. Normally in Shanghai is where I have more collectors. So I spend more time there.
Have you been to Hangzhou?
Yeah, Hangzhou. Yeah. I had
That's a cool
exhibitions
place.
there. Yeah, I had in
I love that.
Hangzhou, Shenzhen, Xiamen, Beijing. But yeah, I have in many.
I have never been to China.
It's very
Oh, it's so
different.
cool.
Oh, you guys
I
like,
love it.
Hangzhou, oh, that's a nice place. Oh, I'm like, okay, well, good for
I
you.
love it. And I love Chinese food. I think I was Chinese in a previous life because if I could only eat one food for the rest of my life, it would be Chinese.
What's your favorite Chinese food, Donna?
Well, I make fried rice all the time. So fried rice,
Sure.
duck, just anything. I just love it. I just,
Yeah.
oh.
It's kind of
If I
savory.
Uber Eats, that's all I'll order, Uber Eats. And also, I can't, apart from fried rice, I can't make it as nice as they can. So
Sure.
that's why.
You like Chinese food, August?
Yeah, but I love Japanese.
Sure.
More. It's very different Chinese and Japanese a little bit more healthy in some way.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Usually.
Yeah, maybe that's why I like Chinese food
Yeah.
better because it's
And
like
Chinese is there are many spicy as well. So
Yeah,
it's-
but also I feel like they just use way more butter in everything in Chinese food. At least the Chinese restaurants I go to
Yeah.
here.
yeah,
So it tastes good, but you feel very greasy afterwards.
Yeah, yes.
So,
yeah.
so yeah.
And that's why you need to drink beer with it. So yeah,
Yeah.
That is good point.
cool. So you, how does it feel to be in Japan? Do you feel like it's a good place to do business internationally as an artist?
Japan, I feel is a very good place if you don't have a boss. So if you are a musician, if you are freelance, if you're a YouTuber, if you don't have to work for someone else,
So true.
for anybody else.
I do agree.
Yeah, because I think the only bad point in Japan, because I have some friends who work in the normal companies, and the only bad point is they have few holidays, and the schedules sometimes are crazy, So
Yeah. No, definitely.
That's a good point.
Yeah, because the main negative I too always hear from everybody is just the work life. And when people ask me, like Japan seems great, is there nothing bad? Like that is always don't work for a Japanese company if you can avoid it. Rather work for a Western company in Japan. But again, for all of us really as self-made freelancers, kinda.
Yeah, actually, most of people we know, and most of my friends I have from overseas, they are DJs or freelance or musicians or actors or filmmakers.
Yeah.
The people who don't work in a
same.
companies, or if they work in companies, they are like bosses, or they have some more status, not just normal workers.
The thing is, I have a couple friends, Swedish friends who work in Tokyo, different companies, Japanese companies. They hate their lives. They're like, because they work 7 days a week. They get no holidays, and they make they can barely pay their rent, with their full time salary. And I'm like, and they're like, well, but everything else about Japan is so good, it's worth it.
Yeah.
So to me, if you're able to make it on your own somehow, either by being a painter or a YouTuber or doing everything like Donna, just voicing trains, just if you're able to get into that sort of career, Japan is probably going to be the best thing that ever happens to you in terms of quality of life, general stuff like that,
Yeah.
Donna sounds like you're about to disagree.
I often think I could live in LA because it feels like Australia. And it just, and there's so much going on, like with games and music and film and stuff. Where if it wasn't Tokyo, where would you be?
Sorry?
If you couldn't, if you want,
if nothing goes. Okay, difficult
like
to
Osaka.
say because Tokyo is where I feel more comfortable. I feel like at home here, but I also really like California. It's difficult to say if LA or San Francisco because maybe for business LA is better, but for lifestyle San Francisco is better.
So
the
much
food is
smaller.
healthy,
Yeah.
and the people are a little bit more relaxed. LA.
Yeah. It's like comparing Tokyo to Osaka, I feel.
Yeah.
Because because LA is if you're there for work, the city is built around work in the entertainment industry, where San Francisco feels like it was a normal city first, and then the industries arrived, kind of.
And in LA, every time you walk into a restaurant anywhere, everyone looks at you to see if you're famous, and then they look away.
Is he famous? No, he's not.
Yeah.
Never mind. But surely you must have gotten offers to live in Shanghai too, probably. Or like
Yeah,
opportunities?
actually, I had opportunities to live in Shanghai because I have my one of my managers there.
Yeah, right.
But for me, it's more. I feel more comfortable living in Japan because I have more friends here. And actually, from Tokyo to Shanghai is just 3 hours by plane, so it's nothing.
It's like going in the bus,
Yeah.
a bus right away.
Yeah. So now I'm here in Tokyo. I'm collaborating with a GPS gallery. So and they sponsored me for visa. And
Thank
for
you,
me, it's
GPS Gallery.
GPS
Yeah,
Now, I
thank
hear
you.
you've got a very difficult, like Endigo. You got one of the most difficult visas that anyone can get, which is the artist visa.
Yeah.
Yes.
And so congrats on that. That means you have to prove that you're an international talent, and you have. So now I just want to ask you some questions. I've got 3 paintings here, and I'd like you, with your intuitive and improvisational, feeling. I want to show you the 3, and then I want to ask you which one you dislike the most. And why, and which one you like the most, and why.
Like top 3.
Would you like to play this game?
Okay, but I hope the other artists don't will be upset.
No.
Because
Well, one of the paintings I don't know who did it, but anyway, it's just a game. So,
okay, sure.
Because I'd just like to hear your opinion.
Yeah, because in Japan you never can say I don't like this.
Well, no name. I'm not going to mention any names, so you won't be offending anyone.
Okay.
So let me just show you the first one.
Painting number 1.
Right way up.
Okay.
Fuck this painting card! Just smashing it.
Okay, this is more abstract kind of.
Okay, you
That's
tell me
it.
when you've had enough of a look.
Yeah, it's okay.
Okay, that's the first one. People who are listening, that it's like a painting with blue dots.
Yes.
This is the next one.
It's like a flower kind of thing going on.
Yeah.
A sakura, maybe?
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
I don't know if I've got this the right way up. Oh, yeah, I think that's the right way up. I could go that way.
Shouldn't the flowers be hanging?
Yeah.
Maybe like that. Yeah.
Yeah, well, maybe it's...
All right.
Because
Maybe.
if there are no signatures, so maybe it's up to you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Maybe.
And then this is the last one.
Ooh. Is that a shopping bag?
Yeah.
Huh. There's like a big Lego brick shopping bag kind
I
of.
don't really know. So all
I like the last one more.
Okay, you like the last
Yeah.
one more.
I kinda like that one too.
The colors are more broken. The colors, they are more because in Spain we used to say broken colors, so it's not natural colors, so it's not red, it's mixed red with. So also maybe I can see some textures, or I don't know. I feel this one is more interesting.
This one. This is the winner. Okay.
Yeah, absolutely.
Out of these,
I know my opinion is irrelevant, but I like that one.
Oh, sorry, Endigo.
No. I was gonna say I like that one too. It looks like a Pink Floyd album cover kind of.
Okay, so there's which one of these do you hate the most or dislike the most?
Hate the most?
But hate is not beautiful to say.
This is just a game. Don't worry.
Okay. I don't know. Both of these paintings don't tell me anything. It's just more decorating.
Yeah.
Yeah, more decorative.
I'd say
Yes.
if I could have one of them for free and had to put it on my wall, I would probably take the one with the blue dots.
Yeah.
Okay, the
on my
blue
wall.
dots is the blue dots.
Yeah.
Okay, so well done, August, because this is a Japanese artist, and I've forgotten his name, but this is I actually bought this from a gallery.
Oh,
This is good.
Maybe by a Japanese artist. Maybe I bought it 12 years ago.
okay.
The other 2 I did myself.
Well then.
And this one, I did this one using a potato.
A potato.
And I bought the paints, and I thought I'm just going to make a potato painting. So I used a very
Potainting, if you will.
I used a very complex process where I used a knife to cut the potato in half, and then I dunked the potato in, and then I put it on. And this here is it's an old piece of cardboard.
Okay.
So it's worthless.
Oh, all right.
And
That's
then this
harsh.
one I did about 10 years ago, just because I thought I could paint. And like you, August, I've got no training. I was rubbish at painting at school, was hopeless at doing art. But I thought in my overconfidence, I could paint, and this is what I did.
It's not bad.
Yeah.
It's not bad.
But then
I keep on my wall.
Oh wait, if you're the creator, then surely you can tell me which way is supposed to be up.
I think this way is supposed to be up.
Okay. Okay.
And I actually made two. So one is in another part of the house. But it brings me joy because what this picture represented is no filter, no editing, everything's okay. I'm allowed to do whatever I want. And if I want to create a picture, I can.
Yeah, and also it's a very meditative, when you're painting, it's a very meditative process. I think it's very good for mental health, the creative process. Doesn't matter if painting or music or any kind.
But I think some people, who don't have an improv background, they edit, they talk to themselves, oh, that's shit. Who's going to look at this? Oh, I'm so awful. Who am I to think I could be a singer, musician?
Yeah.
And they're constantly judging themselves.
The important is enjoy the process and enjoy what you're doing. So.
To be fair, I know I'm personally the victim of that mentality myself. I'm very confident with when I create music or when I make videos. I really enjoy the process, and I know that I'm good at it because I've just done it for so long. But I can't paint for shit. I can't draw. I can't paint anything. It looks so bad. And that somehow it makes me, even if I have fun doing it, I still feel bad because I know it looks shit.
But
so,
you paint your face beautifully.
I mean, yeah, but it's different, I follow a very strict set of rules, you know? Whereas painting on a canvas, I would like to just be free in a different way.
But I don't have drawing skills. Actually, I cannot make drawings. I only can make.
But you've got such beautiful eyes in your paintings.
But it was improvised. If you give me a piece of paper and ask me for make a dog, this dog will looks like a horse. So it's.
Oh, that's cool. I kind of want to ask you to make a dog now.
Yeah,
I want to see this horse dog.
I know that you're telling the truth, but I actually think you're full of shit and you're lying because your pictures are so amazing and the light and the shadow and
But it's because it's intuitive process and yeah.
So I actually want to ask you about techniques, because a lot of your paintings, you have these kind of very fantastical little creatures, huge eyes. They look very from a Tim Burton movie almost, and they kind of look like 3D models. They kind of look like 3D characters with the lighting.
Yeah.
So for me, just for somebody who can't paint at all, how do you learn to create that lighting to make it look like figures?
I don't know. It just happened. They just appear. Actually, I don't know how I do what I do. So it's very difficult to explain because the most of the process is intuitive, and so I learn by myself. I didn't went to art school, so.
So can you tell us how many days a week do you paint?
Okay, it depends the moment. So right now, I'm painting 5 days a week. And normally from morning until night.
And do you paint listening to music?
Yes and no. Okay, because in my painting there are two steps. The first one is when I put the white canvas and directly with the paintings, and I start to when appear the characters, the topics, it's like a first step. Normally I do that with just one color, something like that. I just improvise. In this step, normally or I put some relaxing music or classical music. It doesn't matter what kind of. Just some special, maybe Pink Floyd or some special music. And after that, the process becomes more mechanical. So in the next steps, when I start to put the layers of oil painting or varnish, when I start to make the details, along this process, normally I just listen radio programs or because I listen radio
podcast or something.
Yeah, because I listen 10 hours every day. So if I listen 10 hours music, finally I get crazy. So I prefer to put some podcast.
And
or
are you
radio
working on several things at the same time, or do you just do one at a time?
I have to because I have at first I have many deadlines, and on the other hand, because I use oil paintings, so it takes some time for a drawing. So normally I'm working.
Well, as a painter,
yeah,
that I had to wait for several layers to dry, so I can understand that.
Yeah, and for this reason, normally I work like right now, at this moment, I'm working in 6 paintings at the same time.
Oh, wow.
At this moment. Because I have a very big shows in the next months.
When's your next show?
Tomorrow.
Tomorrow?
Yeah.
Wait, here in Tokyo?
In Hong Kong.
Oh, are you going to fly there tomorrow?
No, I cannot.
You cannot.
Because Covert,
Sure.
It's a pity.
So how do people buy paintings in Covert? Do they just look at it online, or did you send them to Hong Kong already?
No, normally I already sent these paintings, so it will be in the landmark in Hong Kong.
Mm-hmm.
It will be 1 month and a half, this exhibition.
In Landmark in Hong Kong?
Yeah.
Cool.
And it will be... So of this painting, so they are ready to sold. One have to be sold as well, I think. So in Hong Kong, the artist market is very good, actually. So we don't have to sell online because it will be sold, I think, in Hong Kong. But anyway, in the last months, I actually sold online some paintings, like in Tokyo through the GPS gallery, or in Shanghai through Anacart, my manager in Shanghai.
Wow. So I want to ask you, what is some of the, how should I put it? What are some like cool moments that have happened to you when you've seen your own art get displayed, or some moments where you've realized that holy shit? Because I remember I was in the Shibuya subway station, and I saw your paintings like on the walls in the fucking station. Yeah.
That's
on the big ass banners. Yeah. So I was like, oh shit, there he is. Well, shit. So have you had any of those moments where you like, oh my god, there I am?
For me, the best moments is in the exhibitions when many different people explain me very different stories about my paintings.
Oh, that must be amazing.
Yeah, because for me the paintings are like a mirrors when the people see reflects themselves. So for this one, when the people ask me what it means for me, so for me the important is not what it means for me, it's what it means for them, because I try to that my art will help to the people to communicate with themselves. So, and actually like an intuitive kind of artwork, so I don't choose the meaning and the topics and the characters. They choose me in some way. Yeah.
What's the most touching story you've heard?
Oof, I had many 100,000 stories. I remember also sometimes in some exhibitions in California or in Shanghai, people crying. So it's very.
I mean, so I don't know if you're familiar with the filmmaker David Lynch, who's like such great like art. Truly an artist when it comes to film, creative stuff like Twin Peaks and Eraserhead and all these kind of really artsy movies. And the way he explains his also very abstract films is very similar to the way you speak about your art.
Seen his
movies, and I feel like that's such a staple of like true art. You know, let it be a reflection rather. And you know, I find it admirable because especially in this day and age, because I feel like you're not really so much on social media compared to a lot of the other artists and musicians I know, where there's so much focus on numbers and on the production and on the business that the art part kind of gets lost. And I feel like that's more and more these days happening. So it's just refreshing to hear like somebody's take on like art first and social media later.
Yeah,
you know?
And actually for me, it's very important to keep my style, and because there are many artists, they just repeat same character every time, or just take it easy. But
Mickey
in my
Mouse.
case, I try to make each painting for me it's different. It's like a book, a story, a film, each one of them. So
there isn't, in your subconscious, there isn't the desire to just keep seeing the same mean, sometimes I have dreams where I'm flying. Yeah. And, you know, you can't control what happens in a dream. So in your case, sometimes you mentally, I don't want to do that cute character with the big eyes, but then your subconscious just wants to do it. Do you sometimes have that happen?
Yeah, because...
And you're like, oh no, not again.
Yeah. Because actually for this reason I cannot make commissions, because some collectors ask me, can you repeat this character, so can you do this? I say no. The only thing that they can choose is normally the size of the canvas of the painting.
Right,
this is the only thing that my collectors can choose. But the rest...
Wow.
But at the first time it was difficult to make them understand, but now they appreciate that, because so they know if they will buy this artwork, they will have something unique and unrepeatable.
Sure.
So I will never do something. So nobody more will have same painting.
How do you feel about selling something and never seeing it again? Does it make you sad?
In the first years, it was very difficult for me when I started to sell. It was very difficult for me to... Because for me, the painting is like a small part of my soul.
Sure.
Right.
In some way.
You're selling your soul.
And it was very difficult to say them goodbye.
Yeah.
But then in the next years when
the money started rolling in, you're like,
thanks to my paintings,
fuck my soul.
I can live in Tokyo, so I can get a better house. I can travel around the world. So they give me life. They give me a lot of experience. So they help me to have the life that I want.
Sure.
So of course, sometimes I keep some special paintings for my private collection. You remember you have seen one in my house?
Yeah.
The Japanese one.
Yeah,
so,
that was a great one. I'd never seen that one before. So
yeah, because this is.
Has anybody else seen that one, or am I just
in real? No, because if they will see in real, then they want to buy. I will see it's not allowed, and we will have problems. So I prefer don't.
How many of these secret pictures do you have?
Not many. Here in Tokyo, I have just one. This one in my house, and then in Barcelona, I don't remember. Maybe I have like 5 or 7.
Cool.
That I keep. Yeah.
Do you work? Is your house in Tokyo also your studio space?
Yes.
Or do you go somewhere else? Okay.
No. I just started living there last month. I moved to there.
And why did you choose that? What did you need as an artist working from home? What did you need?
Just a room. Just
you're easy, man.
Yeah, I don't need any, because I remember my first steps like an artist. I was painting in my room, in the kitchen, everywhere, because I didn't have enough space.
Sure.
But for me right now, I can paint here right now. So it's for me it's not a problem. And for the season, right now I find a house with big rooms, with tatami and then I get a traditional Japanese house, because give me feel very comfortable, the atmosphere, and just one room is my studio, because I don't like to have the studio separate of the home, because for example in Barcelona and in Shanghai my studio is in different place, separate, and but sometimes I'm painting 20 hours, 15 hours. So, and after that, I don't want to go to my home. So I want to just...
And also maybe if you wake up from a dream and you're like, I have an idea. Yeah. Like, it's nice to just run to the painting.
In my case, I don't use ideas. So for this reason, I don't have that. But just
or maybe you have inspiration. Okay, let's do it.
Yeah, and feel that, okay, today I want to start a new one.
Yeah, let's go 3 hours on the train.
Exactly.
So what does your future hold? Like, what do you see? What's the pinnacle of success for you?
The key of success?
The pinnacle. What's the? I mean, you're very successful now. Are you happy saying at this level? Is there another level, or is there some dream that you want to achieve?
Yes, of course I have. But my goal is to keep my art to another level. So, in some way, like we talked before about Tim Burton, for example, he started to make movies, and because I don't want that only the people from the art industry will know my art. I want to connect
Make an
with
anime.
my
You want to make an anime.
Not necessarily anime, but I want to connect my art with as many people as will possible. Not necessarily in the galleries, in the museums, blah blah blah. Also, make something bigger. Like maybe
I was like T-shirts, no cups, no. A theme park.
A theme park is good, actually. Like you could probably start selling figures. Like
I have some. I have some
toys.
sculptures actually.
I saw actually you've got a really quite a large one.
Yeah,
How did you make
that? I have one 3 meters in China, in Shenzhen.
Wow.
Also.
3 meters?
But it's a bronze one. Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
How the hell did you learn to make a bronze, or do you just ask somebody else to do it?
No. I
It?
control the process and I help them too. But of course, I cannot work 3 meters.
You can't.
Bronze, so. No.
Pour the burning bronze into a.
Yeah. But I'm more focused in painting, so because it's.
What's it like to paint a bronze sculpture?
No, but there are some special processes, but
how does it feel for you? Like, normally you're working on a canvas. How does it feel to be working on something?
No, but in this case, so it's more mechanical things. So it's not. It's very different. For me, it's very different sculptures than paintings. For this reason, I'm more focused in the paintings, and because it's my intuitive way to work, and so the other things is secondary. So,
All right. Would you ever consider like releasing because I'm really fascinated by the idea of having toy figures, I have a lot of figures up here, Crash Bandicoot and stuff.
Actually, I have some projects. I think maybe next year we will start to do some, because we are negotiating in there that way.
Okay.
So
cool. Looking forward to it.
They will be, yeah.
So I noticed a lot of your artwork is the eyes of the creatures are just so powerful and expressive, and the things I saw online were just, it's just, there's, it really, I'm not going to cry like the lady in California, but it's so, I can see why people would, because it's very, you just wonder what's the little creature in her hand feeling with the big eyes, and is it wounded? It looks a little bit wounded, and where are they going, and why? What is she seeing that's made her eye? I can see why people just get fascinated with your work.
The eyes are the window of the soul, like we.
Which you don't have anymore because you keep selling all your photo or your pictures. Dum dum dum.
Plot twist. That's why you need to paint the eye, so you have some semblance of a soul left.
Yeah. Actually, I also have some paintings without eyes. So, but normally the 80% is with eyes. But but
the eyes are like kind of your thing,
Yes, more iconical in my art. But it's I think like 90% is with eyes. But anyway, I cannot choose when they appear when not. So
sure.
But it's lovely. It's so lovely, and to putting something out into the world that makes people feel, which is what an art does, and that it makes people get in touch with their feelings and their own subconscious and their own hidden desires or regrets, and I can see why you're so successful. And talking about that, can we talk about money?
Oh, okay.
Are you shocked at how much your paintings sell for?
No, I
or
don't.
Do you think, that there should be double, triple this? Are you
No, because I work very hard, so I'm very focused. So I'm for me, my price, the prices that I have, I feel comfortable with these prices because I know how much I work for reach that, So because I spent for each painting like 2 months for each one.
Oh wow, 2 months, and you work like each day.
Yeah.
So wait, how many hours is that for one painting? It's like
I don't know because each
like
painting is different. Yeah,
Jesus.
but I don't know.
I'm just
Quick maths,
calculating
Donna.
it. I think that's probably
a ton of hours.
I can't show you this. This is too personal. But so you don't have, like, a lot of artists feel a cringy. Selling their CDs or pricing tickets for their events and
no, I only sell paintings, so it's
so
but a lot of people feel like bad when it comes to the money part, because they just want to focus on the art, and even though it's nice to make money,
but the money is part of art. So because thanks to the money, I can have this house, I can have this studio, I can travel to my exhibitions, I can travel around the world for get inspiration. I can meet many interesting people who give me inspiration as well. So I think it's part of the life.
I totally agree. There is taboo about talking about salary, of course, when it comes to all this, but the money is also what enables the art to be made. Same with, like, I wouldn't have this studio if I had zero success, you know.
But I remember when someone said, "Oh, Donna, you're such a good businesswoman." I remember being insulted. No, I'm not. I'm not a good business. Like,
I suck. Thank you very much.
Yeah, it was like that. They would, like, there is a thing, you can't be a good artist and good at business. There is a kind of
like a stigma.
Yeah, like you're. I think you touched on it earlier, August, when you said, you know, some people just want you to do a commission, and perhaps you could just start doing stuff and make more paintings and more money, but that's not. So you're very honest with yourself that won't bring you joy. Yes, it may be possible for me to do it, but I won't be happy doing that.
And at that point, what's the point, you know?
Yeah, but it's I'm not. I'm bringing up the word money because you don't have to mention how much your paintings are, but Endigo said, you know, you fetch a very, very, you know, price of a small car, perhaps, price for your paintings, and is it luck? Do you think you're lucky?
I don't feel lucky because actually I started from little bit good prices from the first step, because I feel that it's okay. Okay, this is a very big mistake of many artists. So they sometimes don't take seriously their artworks, because sometimes when the collectors buy your art, they buy you as well, you know, because and if they see that you have a good attitude, because for them it's an investment, because if they go to buy a painting of someone, okay, doesn't matter, okay, let's see, it's $2,000 and they ask him how much, and he this maybe 2,000, maybe 1,000, it's okay if you give me, and they don't will buy that. But if they came, how much? This is 5,000, but I cannot make you discount, sorry, because I have few pieces. If you want 5,000, it's okay. This is like, okay.
Yeah.
They prefer to pay more, because it's like an artist, and the artwork is like a pack, you know?
Yeah, 100%.
This
and
is really
as with all investing, you know, you invest half of the money in the product, obviously, or the painting.
Because
but half
they know
is in the person,
the prices will go up, so they don't really lose money.
So you say, if I buy your painting now, and if I sell it in 10 years, I'm going to make money?
Of course.
Okay.
So how do people...
Good to know.
What's your advice for people? Because I know I've got friends who you know, they've got online galleries for photography, but it's for a lot of us, we faked being successful and before we became successful. So, for example, my first demo of voice demo was me saying Häagen-Dazs, but it wasn't really from the actual Häagen-Dazs TV commercial. I just pretended that I did that. And then people just I faked being successful, and then I became successful. So for an artist,
that's kind of hard to do as a painter, though. Like, what's the equivalent of that?
I think for the season it's very important to travel to exhibitions, to attend to the openings, because the people, the galleries, the collectors, they also have to feel your energy. You know, and your behave, because sometimes it's not the same buy or make promotion online when the people cannot see you, cannot feel your energy, than when you are there face to face. So
Sure.
So there are some introverted, shy people, artists, who maybe who went to Juilliard of art, and they are like absolute geniuses, but they will never be successful because they don't have the right business mind.
Yes and no. Yeah, the problem, I know many artists, they have a very good works, but sometimes I even have the feeling that they like to make art, but they don't like to be an artist. So it's like different things. Because I give them a lot of advices, but they don't follow them. I say, okay, send 2 email to these magazines. Okay, talk with this. Send this. In next month, you did that? I forget because I had to go to work. Because for them, for example, is because I ask them, okay, you wake every morning at, let's see, at 8 o'clock for the go to your work.
Yeah.
They say, yes, of course, but why you don't awake a date of at 7 o'clock, 1 hour before, but make some promotion in Facebook, in Instagram, send some emails to the magazines, to the galleries. Because I remember when I was working in Sagrada Familia and in other places, I awake 1-2 hours earlier for send emails to try to find opportunities to, it's like part of, if you don't feel that is your business, it will never be your business.
Sure.
That's really interesting. If you don't feel, if you can't, do you think it's fear? They're frightened of rejection. They're so frightened of the disappointment of
getting a
not
no.
responding.
I don't know, because it's it's difficult for me to understand, because I'm the person who, when I want something, I do anything that will be necessary for reach this, because for me, life, it's like we have only one life, only one opportunity. And in this life, I feel when we're born, we have a very big responsibility. It's only one, is be yourself. And if you don't will be yourself, nobody will be yourself for you.
So that means that if you were trying to give me advice, well, I don't want to do promotion. I just want to do my art, and that's them being themselves.
Yeah, but in this case, so they like to make art, but they don't like to be an artist, because I like it make art, but I like to be an artist. For the season, I worked very hard for find opportunities, because I know it's not enough just to stay all day painting at my home.
But you want it to be a career from the beginning.
Yeah.
But then, of course, there's same with musicians. There's a lot of people who they like to create it in their spare time, but they're happy with having their day job too.
Yeah.
And they're like, well, even if I'm talented, I don't need to make money from this.
Yeah.
But then again, I mean, I feel like there's a lot of people who do want to be successful, at least with music and with YouTube. I know so many people who are so talented, who also come to me too for advice, please. But I don't know if, again, it's fear. Maybe it's just apathy, or they're happy being where they are, because they've already somewhat given up.
It's a lot of fear. I'm so I'm frightened, even though I appear, I don't want to bother people. I think that was a fear of growing up. You don't want to bother people. You don't want to be in their face.
Yeah, I totally get that myself.
But on the other hand, there's the fear of what you said, August, of not achieving your life. So I like it took me a while to understand what you meant. They like making art, but they don't want to be an artist. So you like singing, but you don't want to be a singer, and that's all you do. You just sing, and that is your whole identity and career and everything. You know.
Exactly.
But then it seems really crazy that why wouldn't you want to be a singer? Why wouldn't you want to be an artist?
Yeah.
And is it because if you're an artist, is it about being self-reliant?
Yeah.
I can only pay rent if I make another painting.
Yeah, because actually, even if you want to be an artist, is how much you want to be an artist, Yeah. Because it's, for example, in my case, it's very. I have many artists who ask me for help, and I try to help them, But some of them don't ask me because, I feel shame. No, ask me, because when I started, I asked many artists, many galleries. I try to find advices, to tips. Okay, can you introduce me him? Okay, then I help them, because it's very important, the feedback in this life. For this reason, I'm traveling a lot, and I'm using this for connecting people from Dubai with Shanghai, with Tokyo, with America, and help them to connect for their businesses.
So you don't feel that
back.
You're in competition?
No, I don't feel in competition at all. Actually, I'm enjoying it. For example, life is connecting people, meeting people. If you help to the dreams to make to help to the dreams of the other people, these people then will help to your dream.
Yeah, because that's it. You're also investing in your own business by investing in them. You know,
exactly.
So once everything comes back,
because we help each other. Yeah, because because of
like
most of
karma.
my managers, we are not just we are like we are more than friends. So I'm talking more with my manager than with most of or most of my friends. Yeah, you know. So because but it's not only business relationship, you know. So we are also friends, and for me, it's more than
who. I think a lot of people don't ask or really understand why they want to be a singer or an artist or a YouTuber. They may think, I just want to be famous, but like, why are you doing art? And in your case, it's because you can't stop.
Yeah, I feel it's like a duty, you know. It's like obligation. I don't know how can I say, because when I awake, I feel I have to make paintings.
Do you feel stressed if you're not able to paint for a couple days or so?
No, I don't feel stressed. Actually, sometimes I have been 1-2 months without making any painting. But when I have more stress sometimes with deadlines and this kind of things.
Sure.
Because sometimes there are many exhibitions, and it's very difficult to make happy everybody. So, but anyway, even when I have this stress, sometimes there is like positive stress. You know, it
keeps you going.
I feel that make me do my best. You know, it's actually a life. It's not bad stress when you have some familiar problems.
Oh my God! I've got a deadline for all my different exhibitions.
Your
friends who are.
Yeah, this is not a problem. Yeah, it's not a problem. It's the problem is if I don't will have this problem, you know. So it's
because it's you would rather have the problem than like not have any opportunities at all, you know. Yeah. So I actually want to ask you about Japan in general. Talking about struggles and everything, because for me, coming to Japan in the beginning, not knowing much Japanese, it was really hard. So was that ever a struggle for you, like getting around the city and everything? Oh shit, I have like there's like 10 fire trucks outside my house.
I can't hear anything.
You'll hear it when it's mixed.
Okay.
So how was getting here in the beginning? Like getting around with the language, was that ever difficult?
Okay, so in Japan, for me, it happened something strange, because from the first time when I stepped in Japan, I had a very strange feeling. Very happy and very sad at the same time. Very happy is because, I feel like at home here.
Sure.
But very sad is, I feel like the last stop of my train, you know, it's the place where I will live the rest of my life. But it was in 2016 when I arrived for first time. So I don't know why I feel very comfortable. I feel like at home here.
Right.
And I don't know exactly what is the reason, because it's actually, I was thinking a lot about that, but there is not one reason.
Sure.
Of course, in Japan there are some good things, like it's very safe, the food is very good, the people are very polite, and it's very, whenever you go, you can feel very relaxed, but this is not the reason, because there are other countries with this kind of, you know, atmospheres.
I think I like the fact that Japan's in the middle of the world, so it's in the same time zone as Australia. It's close to China. It's and India. It's only 10 hours to LA. It's 14 to New York. It's 12 hours to Europe. I feel like we're in the middle.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's
I like
very
that.
international while still being very exotic.
Yeah, there's so many foreigners here, and
Yeah.
of course there's so many cool Japanese. But because Japan is so cool, a lot of interesting people live here. And no offense to where I'm from, but and I love Australia, but I just wonder, where in Australia would it have such a vibrant? And it's like my best friends from here, my other friends there, It's just
totally. And
really
Sweden's
cool.
the same, really. I mean, Stockholm, the capital of Scandinavia, as they called it. I mean, it's so small, and it's all the same kind of... Like, again, there's cool people there. There's cool stuff there, too. There's a great music scene in Stockholm and in Gothenburg, especially, but man, it doesn't compare. Like, Tokyo is such an international... It's such a different scale.
Yeah.
And it's really there's so much opportunity here in general.
As we sit in our apartments, not socialising with anyone.
Yep. It is what it is, COVID. At least we're probably getting the shot soon, so it's always something.
Yes, I'm getting my shot on Saturday.
Oh,
yeah.
Congrats.
Wait.
I'm hoping to get mine maybe next week.
Yeah,
or
I reckon
in 2
you
weeks.
will, Endigo. I reckon you will. If as soon as you get that paper, you just call the English line. Boom.
Yeah.
Mass vaccination centre. Bob's your uncle.
Yes.
So
cool.
if you could give some... Sorry, Endigo, you go.
No, just wanted to ask, how's your Japanese currently? Like in terms of the language level?
Yeah, actually today I have lesson after
cool.
here. Yeah, but the problem I don't have so much time because the problem in my case is I'm working my studios at my home. So in the weekdays I don't have many chance to talk with people. Just in the weekends, in the concerts. So in the concerts sometimes you don't learn so many because you just want to be for fun and. So, but every day I'm trying to learn a little bit. So I'm doing my best. Gambaru.
Yeah, that's great. I'm totally the same. My first year here, I was in language school. Obviously, I spoke every day. It was great. I learned a lot. But then, since becoming like a full-time freelance music YouTube guy last October, I also work every day, and I work from home. I speak to Maya. We only speak Swedish in the house, and then I speak to like Donna. We speak English. So my only opportunity to speak Japanese is really if I really try my hardest in the weekends to find somebody to speak to, or like go down to 7-Eleven and try to speak with a clerk.
Yeah, that's tough though, isn't it? Because then you feel like you're pushing yourself on people.
Totally. So I definitely feel like my level of Japanese, it was pretty good in October. I feel like my Japanese has gotten worse since then.
The best thing is if you can go to an izakaya and like there's so many people are so friendly and you can have a chat and drink, but you can't really do that at the moment. But hopefully in a couple of months, after you'll be back at the izakayas and getting drunk and talking to people really are friendly.
Yeah.
If people.
Yeah, in Japan it's very easy to. Yeah, because all the people tries to help you. If you ask for some words, they will.
And I think, the international language of is this person an asshole, an arrogant, nasty person? Everyone can pick up your vibe. And if you're not a nice person, maybe your experience in Japan will be, Japanese are really not friendly and whatever, because they're just avoid.
But in that case, you would probably have that experience no matter where you stayed,
anywhere.
So
actually, Japanese is not for everybody. It's very special. City, very special country. Because I have some friends who came here and they just don't click, with the place.
Yeah, that does happen. Even with people who think they're gonna love it, they come here and they're like,
because
it sucked.
The problem is many people have a very wrong idea of Japan. Sure. Because they have seen many animes, many movies.
Yeah, they think it's just a giant theme park almost.
Yeah.
I mean, pretty much. So
because in Tokyo, Japan is very different.
Yeah. But Tokyo is a great place to just meet people. So, have you been to Osaka?
No, not yet.
So Osaka too, like it's there's a little bit less English than in Tokyo, but people are so friendly. Everybody just wants to talk to everybody all the time.
More they told me it's like a Spanish Japanese, because
Maybe,
they're more
I wouldn't know.
talkative, more
or
open.
Australia. It's like
it's not like Sweden.
Tokyo's UK, and and Osaka are Americans and Australians going, oh, how you going?
Just you walk down the street and everybody's like, hey, my man, you know. I'm like, okay, cool.
But I love Tokyo because especially for business opportunities, it's the best place. If you are a musician or YouTuber or freelance or artist, it's the place to be.
Yeah, 100%.
And so I wanted to hear what your big dream is. What's happening in your, what are you working towards?
My dream.
I know you said not an anime. No cups, no T-shirts, no theme park, movie?
It's difficult to say because I also, maybe my dream is also be a filmmaker as well. But I don't know. I want to be a musician. I want to be a writer. Too many things. But I don't have enough lives for do everything that I want because it's a little bit frustrating sometimes. For the season, I go almost every weekend to the concerts because I miss a lot the music when I was a musician.
What sort of music did you make?
In the past, I had some several bands in Barcelona. I had some more like punk rock. Also, I have some more melodical rock. So I have them also by myself. I'll try to make something. So,
do you wanna start another band in Tokyo sometime?
I won't, but the problem is the time now.
Of course.
So maybe in 1-2 years I will be more stable. The same I told you 2 years ago.
Sure. I remember. I'm like, nothing's changed.
Yeah.
So,
but recently I have some too many deadlines.
Yeah.
And so much work, so I don't have.
Well, one step at a time, sure.
Yeah.
But it's also good to have hobbies that are, even if your work is creative, and even if you're working with painting, which is great, or making music, it's great probably to do something that's also maybe creative, but in an entirely different thing, just to relax a bit.
But I have a small problem in my life is when I do something, I do it 100%.
Sure.
For me, it's
one of those.
Yeah, for me, it's very difficult to make something 5%. So
sure.
When I had the music band, I want to play in New York, blah, 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 blah. If I want to book, I want to everybody, everything that I do is for be there. If not, I don't want to waste my energy and time for just be in the middle,
No, 100%. Aim for the top. And you seem to be doing good so far, so... keep doing your keep following your strategy.
I'm just focused in the paintings because it's going well, and I don't want to distract myself with other things.
Yeah,
I think for listeners who, I think this is a really great, insightful look into how to be a successful artist, and in your case, it's very focused. You have to say no to a lot of things that you love, like music and writing, and you are laser focused, but you've also got an inspiration that never ends because it's your subconscious. You're not frightened of running out of ideas because your ideas are coming.
Automatic.
Yeah. So, what advice would you give your younger self?
My younger self.
Yeah. If you could go back in time and say, August?
You meet yourself 10 years old.
No, maybe nothing, because everything, even the about we talked before in the first step of the interview, even the mistakes that I have done, they helped me to be here right now,
That is true.
For the season, I don't want to give me any advice.
Cheats.
Just keep doing in the same way. So,
fair enough. It's like the butterfly effect, You give yourself the advice, and then you maybe fuck it up because of that.
Yeah, exactly. For the season, I think it's everything happened for some reason.
All right. Well, what advice would you give to somebody who's just now starting out? Then somebody else who's trying to become a painter,
Okay, in this case, it's different. In this case,
Right. Let's get started.
no, just first I want to tell them that they have to believe in themselves, so they don't have to. Okay, if we talk, if I will talking with some.
So I want to become a painter now. I can't do anything, but I really want to get famous.
Well, I can give you advice. First of all, you go to Ito and you buy a sorry.
Okay.
Sorry.
So August, how can I be a famous painter within 5 years from now?
For me, the first step is believe in yourself and don't try.
Failing that one already, but sure. Off to a bad start.
Failed step one.
No, the most because there is two ways to learn to painting.
Right.
Okay, one is learn, so make some landscapes, portraits, blah blah blah, for then make that you want to do.
Sure.
Right.
Or make what you want to do. Meanwhile, you're learning.
Sure.
You know?
Right.
So,
and for me, this is the step, because yours, if you will do that, you will make your own method, you will make your own style,
sure.
and you don't will try to imitate to any artist, to anything. So, and you will start to have more personal kind of art. And you will enjoy all the process from the first step.
Sure.
Right.
Because if not, many people get frustrating when they start with landscapes. But I never made any landscape. If I went to art school...
Maybe if they used a potato, they would never, ever become discouraged.
Clearly, that's the key.
That's
Follow
the
the potato. Make the paintings.
The potato. Oh, I love it. Oh, but see, I think I have that sort of like... I could do that. Like, especially when I see abstract and it's like a big, massive painting like this and it's just got a whoosh. That's when I'm like, I could do that.
Yeah. I'm the same with video, but then I just never end up doing it. Or I do, and it just, it's good practice, you know?
Yeah.
In general.
And also one thing I think very important is... not necessary to listen to everybody, because when I started, many people told me that I'm crazy, this is not the way.
Sure.
No, if you believe in your ways, so it doesn't matter whether the opinion of the
I think it's really maybe the biggest thing they said you're crazy is that you didn't go to art school. Was that the biggest thing that they thought that you were?
Sorry?
Was one of the biggest when people were saying, "Oh, you're crazy," was it because you hadn't been to art school?
No. Because I remember, because when I say to the people, my first exhibition will be in Tokyo. The people came in. No, you have to start in Barcelona, in the small place. They no, I from the first time I said no. My first show have to be in New York, in Tokyo, or in London. And the people no, this is not the way. You have to go step by step. I say no. Then for prices also, I want to sell my first painting for $1,000. And they say no, you have to start with lower prices. But I follow
why? Why do you get to make the rules?
But I felt that this is the way. Yeah. But maybe this is not correct because you have to do that.
Sure. But the only way to escape the wheel is to break the wheel. So
yeah. Exactly.
Yeah. So good on you.
I
You
love
seem to be doing
this is so
pretty
inspiring.
well.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you don't want to be like everybody, don't do the same things.
Totally. Because if you follow the same path, you're gonna end up in the same destination,
Yeah.
So
I think though in your case, you've got, not only do you have talent, but you have enormous belief in yourself, drive, and
I just believe in life, maybe. I just believe in the life, and I believe that if I follow my steps, if I do what I have to do, if I realize myself, the life will help me for that. this a little bit my philosophy. When you do in the correct way, the life help you to. They push you in the correct direction when you're going in the correct direction. If you don't go in the correct direction, they cannot push you there.
Is there any books, or where do you go for inspiration? Do you read books? Is there a favorite podcast you have?
For inspiration, actually, I don't need anything because I like an intuitive kind of artwork. So I just started. So it's very also, but like
for motivation.
my subconscious mind. So sometimes appear some elements of my present, my past, even my future. Like for example, when I started to living here. Starts to appear more sakura elements, sakura trees, or this painting that in my private collection I show it used like a old Japanese woman with nihonju in but all in very surreal way. So I just take my subconscious mind, just take some elements of my personal situation, my personal experience, my context, and blah blah blah, and they put it.
So do you think if you moved to America instead, you would start seeing like bagels and donuts appear in your paintings?
No, I don't think so.
A giant potato crisp.
Yeah.
But
and that will be in the potating.
Yeah, but maybe if I was living in California, maybe will start to appear more orange colors, or more other kind of.
I think I didn't. I love your answer, and I think I didn't make my question clear. What do you do to inspire yourself? Like for me, I like listening to Tim Ferriss podcast because he interviews these incredible, diverse people, or I listen to Oprah Winfrey, or I'll do gardening, like to feed my spirit. Or to be,
understood.
Yeah.
In this case, we're talking about before. You remember the first step of my painting is when I need like more special music, blah blah blah, for get more inspiration. In this case, I have like a playlist in my computer, and I have many different kind of music, like even Russian music, classical music. I have. Classical, even Bob Dylan, David Bowie. Nice. I have, some music with Pink Floyd. We talked before.
More like psychedelic space.
Yeah,
rock.
or psychedelic, or with something more.
Sure.
Music who make me feel
expansive. Yeah,
exactly. And this helped me because in my first step I don't have to thinking in this because it's like a meditative process, and this kind of music helped me to disconnect of my mind, like in yoga, and help me to create this.
Fascinating. All right. Cool. Let's see here. I think we're almost running out of time. Donna, do you have any final thoughts before we get going?
No, just such a pleasure. I'm really inspired by your being yourself. It sounds so cliched, but you've.
But it's rare these days,
Yeah, and you're not chasing some fame. You're working in a house in Tokyo that you paid for because of the actions that you took, not because you went to a fancy school or because you've got rich parents or anything. It's just because you are your own agent. You are your best. The best manager you have is you, and you've chosen a great manager, and I feel really inspired by you. So thank you so much.
Yeah,
and I can't wait to see what you.
It's a very wholesome moment here, I feel, in the hot ass studio with all the lights. It's great. It's fascinating to hear your story, and it was cool. Like first time we met a couple of years ago again, it was just cool to hear. Even back then, you were like, "Oh, I have these exhibitions in China." I was like, "Oh, wait, what? Really?" So, and seeing your journey all through the exhibition in Tokyo last year, on your birthday when you got the visa, on the same day.
On the same day.
It was like such a celebration. So it's just cool to see, and I'm happy to keep following you in the future, see what happens.
Oh, thank you.
And hopefully see more secret paintings in your house.
Yeah, of course.
Cool. Do you have any final thoughts yourself? Any message for the listeners?
The message is just to the people to believe in themselves, and keep their dreams.
Yeah.
Keep to follow the dreams.
That's a great message.
Yeah.
I can cheers to that.
Amen. Amen to that.
All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, thanks so much for tuning in to yet another cool
where
episode.
can we find August on Instagram?
Yes,
and
that's cool. That was what I was getting to. Yes.
Sorry, you look like you were
It's
just
okay.
about to forget.
No, I'm a professional.
And you always
Donna.
remember.
Yeah, you're the one forgetting stuff. Jesus, you just tanked the episode. This was a good podcast, Donna.
Let's rewind this.
Go to your room. Yes, August. You sound cool, but if people want to find out more about you, where can they find you? Social media.
The easiest way is by Instagram.
Okay.
So it's August Vilella Art. Yeah.
And
Okay.
spell that August and then
August
VILL.
Yes,
Yeah.
it's August space Vilella space art.
So AUGUST _VILELL
That's it.
_ art.
space
Vilella.
Okay. Cool. Are you on Twitter or anything too?
No, Twitter. No, I just have one on Facebook, but is my main social media. Maybe it's Instagram right now.
Okay.
So
Cool. And next exhibition for anybody who wants to catch you.
So tomorrow in Hong Kong.
Okay, that's a little too tight maybe, but do you have any after that planned?
After that, I have in Tokyo. I will have Interin again in Ginza 6.
Okay.
Oh, cool.
Yeah,
The people outside of Tokyo, that's like the swankiest shopping center. So nice.
Yeah. And then I will have in Shanghai, in another in Hong Kong, but I don't know exactly the days. So
And can people buy your paintings online?
yeah, of course.
Okay, cool.
Cool.
Love
cool. Do you sell prints, by the way, like posters?
I had some. Yeah, I had some. Also.
But not anymore.
Yeah. No. I think I had few ones.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. I'll look it up. Well, thank you for coming, everybody.
Yeah.
Thank you for listening or watching Making It in Japan.
Yeah.
Be sure to follow us on Twitter at Making Japan. Leave us any questions, comments, thoughts you got. And of course, we're available on YouTube and Spotify and hopefully other places, perhaps even Apple Podcasts with a little luck. Thank you for listening.
Thanks, everyone.
Yes.
See you next week.
See you. Goodbye.
Thank you so much.
Yay.